हेलो, नमस्कार, आदाब। SPM IAS Academy के इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। We already know that the India-Bangladesh relations are passing through their rough waters, and to add more tensions to already strained relations, recently the Bangladeshi interim government has sent the note verbal, that is an unsigned diplomatic correspondence to the Indian government, requesting the Indian government to extradite the former Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh. In this regard, we will take up the various dimensions of the India-Bangladesh relations in the contemporary time. We will discuss what is the legal ground of this request from the Bangladeshi interim government, what is the extradition treaty between India and Bangladesh, what are the provisions of this treaty, what options India has to decide the fate of the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, and then what effect that it will have the future relationship between India and Bangladesh. So welcome to this new series on SPM platform, that is the deep dive. We are starting a new series, a deep dive, and this is the very first episode of this series. In this, we will be taking up the important topics pertaining to the international relations, India's relation with important countries. So coming back to the topic, India and Bangladesh in the year of 2013 signed the Extradition Treaty. In this treaty, India and Bangladesh, they both decided to extradite the individuals who are wanted in their countries committing the crimes which are extraditable in nature. What are these crimes? The crimes that pertaining to the killings, pertaining to the genocide, and having the minimum punishment of 1 year. That means an individual who has committed a crime wanted in the requesting country may be extradited by the another country. So this extradition treaty between India and Bangladesh provides the legal framework for the extradition of the individuals across borders, and this was signed in the backdrop of the fugitive who were operating from India as well as Bangladesh. These were basically the insurgents from northeast who were committing the crimes in India but taking refuge in Bangladesh, and some Bangladeshi militants who basically wanted in Bangladesh, okay, but they were taking refuge in India, particularly in West Bengal and in Assam. So to address the problem of these fugitives, the India and Bangladesh, they both decided to have the extradition treaty. So this treaty is basically the legal framework, right? And what are the crimes? The crimes pertaining to the murder, the mass murder, and those who basically are wanted in the requesting country. So in this regard, the Bangladesh is the requesting country, and the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh is wanted in Bangladesh, as the various courts have issued the arrest warrant against Bangladesh. So this is the main provisions of this treaty. Now, we need to understand that there are some exceptions to this treaty. What are those exceptions? Exceptions include if the request is involve any malicious intention which is against the principle of natural justice. And second exception, which is mentioned in the Article 6 of the Extradition Treaty, which says that if the offense is political in nature. And then the third exception is basically if a person who is wanted in the country is wanted on the ground of those political crimes which are against the principle of natural justice, right? So these are two exceptions. What are those exceptions? Exceptions include that are mentioned in the Article 6 of the treaty. That means the country may refuse to extradite the individual if the offense is of the political character. Second exception mentioned in the treaty itself says that if a request involves the malicious intention which is against the principle of justice. And the third exception says that a person may also not to be extradited if the accusation against him or her is not made in good faith in the interest of justice. So these are three exceptions to the treaty. That means in this case, India may decide not to extradite the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, to Bangladesh if India is of the thought that the accusation against the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh is political in nature. India may also use the exception which is mentioned in the treaty that the accusation against the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh is not made in a good faith in the interest of justice. Or there is a third aspect to the treaty that if India thinks that this accusation involves the malicious intention which is further against the principle of justice, right? So this is what basically the extradition treaty between India and Bangladesh, which provides the legal framework on the as per the provisions of this treaty. The Bangladeshi interim government has made the formal request for the extradition of the Bangladeshi Prime Minister to Bangladesh. Now let's discuss what options that India has with respect to the extradition of Bangladeshi Prime Minister. Now, as of now, the Indian government has not decided yet on this matter, but India may take decision on this matter pertaining to the political characteristics of the interim government of the Bangladesh. As you know, Bangladesh is being ruled by the interim government. So as per the rule, the interim government is not the elected government. That means the interim government of the Bangladesh lacks mandate, legitimacy to extradite the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, to Bangladesh. Second aspect also, that India may use any of these three exceptions that we have already discussed in this video. That means India may say that the accusation against the Sheikh Hasina, they are of the political in nature. India may also come with the conclusion that the request has been made which is involve the malicious intention on the part of the interim government. India may also say that this request not made in the good faith. Okay, so India may say that we doubt that the principle of good faith is not available. It is missing in the formal request. On this ground, India may decide the right decision. Now, what impact that it may have on the India-Bangladesh relation in future? We must understand that bearing these times, which are tough times for the India-Bangladesh relations, we are a very close neighbor, and our relations basically based on the deep-rooted relationship based on the historical, cultural, and political relations. So we are bound with the history, we are bound with culture, we are bound with the border also. Okay. So whatever will be the decision should consider these aspects, both for India as well as Bangladesh. With this, we will take Namaskar.